The time is 8 a.m. on this Monday morning, June 5th, 2017. And it's time now for the Peter Show. Morning news on this Monday morning, June 5th, 2017. Got good morning to you all on this lovely Monday morning, June 5th, 2017. It is 8 a.m. Top story in Peter Show. Morning news at 8 is newly installed barriers on Westminster Bridge in London Monday as a car drove a pedestrian on the bridge on March 22nd and never tourist attack this after the London attack. Theresa May finds a record on tourism under scrutiny. Dubai, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, United Arab Emirates, and Bahrain surveyed their hotels, but Cairo on Monday accused of the supported tourism had opened it up the worst swift in years among some of the most powerful states in the Arab world. President Trump on Monday emphatically referred to his executive order to immigration as Trump amended the Senate's Justice Department should not have submitted a watered down politically correct person to the Supreme Court. If you want to get an idea of how high-tech to the Brennan and Portland where rival protest groups off clash repeatedly in recent months, you can start by looking at the catches of weapons seized by the police and administration over the weekend. A neighbor shot and killed a local man was trying to drive his 3-month-old twins to the bathtub. Police said the babies were doing great Sunday after being released from the hospital. Police told NBC News. Apple has a real difference as when it comes to product be like, or even what they call, but months and even years after before. New Apple products scheduled or app. Numerous movies shaped as objects that are vague. 50 years ago, war translated in the Middle East from June 5th to June 10th, 1969, noted Israel as a 6-day war to the Arabs. In the 1967 war, Israel defeated 3 armies, gained territory 4 times at the original size and transformed. Had it been a painting, the artist could have been criticized for failing the law. Imagine the more those who have been afterwards captured the person of the Senate citizens as Senate for the Stars man country borders on as tornado looms. Theresa May, British Prime Minister, attended the campaign in Turkey, London as tech companies and critics pushed back after Theresa May calls for global internet regulation. UK Prime Minister Theresa May urged voters to choose a strong record on technical territory as Jeremy Corbyn's advocating leadership on the defense and security took center stage the final days of the election campaign. Senators went into recess, given over whether they could agree that legislation repeal the place of the Obama candidate will be returned on Monday more dumb than ever. During an event in the 40th Theater DC, a Sunday night, President Trump made pledge American people say that terror attacks like the one in London Sunday have gone too long. Trump promises the president he will do what he can. The Russian maelstrom bridge around Donald Trump's presidency reaches a multiple plot twist this week when a quintessential Washington drama decided to fold when the XBF had Director James Comey testified before the Senate. Authorities left the shelter in place after a prisoner escapes in Bucks County. A stepping that's off offense in Turin, Italy, panicked by the sound of explosions in natural plaza, injured about 1,500 people, medical officials said. Protesters across the United States called for it. In the department that President Donald Trump alleged ties with Russia during several marches for truth rallies on June 3rd. Of course, it is perhaps given the EU. Our CHF has also followed up once again. Apple downgraded on post iPhone 8 risk step prices target cuts. Look at that, stocks now. Up 62.11 points at 21,206.29. SP 5 up 9.1 points at 24.30 down below. 7 at Nasdaq up 8.97.6305.80. Ontario put remembrance on a rocket which we use minutes to relieve the chemtrail conspiracy theories. NASA plans to recreate red and blue-green cutout official cosmos postponed to Sunday morning. Curiosity has been explored to Mars since 2012, but already 12 of February name of rover history. Curiosity is a double perfect and fascinated and sense of the red planet. SpaceX is no longer limited reuse the rockets, reuse the capsules too. The private space flight outfit has launched a refurbished Dragon cargo capsule. As a part of the resupply mission, the student babies get their own whips as long as they are sleeping an average according to new study that breaks with recommendations of American Academy of Pediatrics. At 2016, University of Maryland study discovered that Texas had the highest maternal mortality rate in the developed world, having this spite of knowing the facts. As a few months later after the study, but sexual abuse did nothing. Seoul, South Korea's agricultural ministry said on Monday that it has raised its peripheral levels of the maximum as the case found on Saturday that confirmed to be the highly pathogenic strain H5 and 8. Peter Children's time is 8:05 on this Monday morning, and it's time now for a sports report. Boston Red Sox defeat the Baltimore Orioles 7-3 today. The North baseball team will have a game in the MIA first round game against Ashland Clunkers at 3:30 p.m. The softball team will have a game against Bishop Seg. Oakland Golden State. Coach Steve Kerr returned to the sidelines as coach of the Warriors for their 132-113 victory for the Cleveland Cavaliers in Game 2 of the NBA Finals on Sunday. Peter Children's time is 8:06 on this Monday morning. Back to work, back to school. Time now for traffic to transit pot. Baby! Let's not even particular where the weather's dry. Trains and spot delays between Oak Grove and Mountain Station today, Monday, due to early weekend truck work and weather express minor drop-out delays from Braintree to JFK, US. Commuter rail and the ferries, they are looking good. Okay, look at that was the Bowies of New England. First of all, down in Connecticut, where 95 and southbound side, slope between Bridgeport and Setford, Parkway, westbound side, slope between Bridgeport and Setford, and eastbound side back to the New Haven stretch to 95 on the northbound side, and it's slope between West Haven and New Haven, 95 west southbound side, slow around before New Haven stretch, 84 westbound side, also Newtown, 84 eastbound side, also between Newport and Africa, 84 westbound side, so between 84 and 91 and Africa stretch, 91 and southbound side, also Murder stretch, 91 and northbound side, so between Middletown and Arvin, and 91 and southbound side, also between 291 in Winslow, that's at Africa, Connecticut. 91 in Memphis, so between 291 and 57 in Springfield. 91 at southbound St. Louis after Route 2 in Greenfield. Route 2 eastbound St. Louis between Fitchburg and Leominster. 290 eastbound St. Louis between Mass Pike and Route 9 in Worcester. 146 on the northbound side, slope around 290 Worcester. 290 eastbound St. Louis around 485 in Marlborough. 485 on the southbound St. Louis on the Marlborough stretch. 485 on the northbound side, so between Milford and Mass Pike and Westburg. 146 on both ends back to level. Look at the North Smith stretch. 146 southbound south, so between 1595 downtown Providence. 95 on southbound south, so between Protected and downtown Providence. And 95 on the northbound south, also airport connected work on you to downtown Providence. 185 westbound south between St. Cloud and downtown Providence. 138 eastbound south, also Jamestown and Newport Bridge. And 185 westbound south, so between St. Cloud and downtown Providence. They are slow between 126 and 122, Lakeland with the socket. 95 on the northbound side, slow between that Edinburgh and all the way to Route 128 gets to 285 and the northbound side, so between Route 195 and Edinburgh, 24 northbound side, so between 140 and Toronto, Route 128 Captain. One bridge to the southbound side, it's a little slow. 20 at the northbound side, a little slow before the border rotary. Route 3 at the northbound side, so between 44 and Plymouth all the way at Route 128 out of Kenton, and 120 at the both ends back to between 95 and Kenton all the way at the Braintree split. 7 especially at both ends expected between Dorchester and the Braintree split on both ends. 93 at both ends expected, but at that time, past the Mass Pike, eastbound side, so between Westboro all the way at the Austin Battles. Mass Pike and westbound side is also between Western Austin Barton all the way at the Newton. 93 at the southbound side, so between Newton and Zach Bridge, that time, Boston. 93 at the northbound side, so between Soda Route 128 out in Redden, and 128 at the northbound side, expected between 95 and Kenton all the way down around them. Route 20 Waltham. 128 out of the southbound side, so between Beverly and Waltham. 128 out of the northbound side, so between 95 and Peabody Highway through 114 and Peabody. Route 1 slow from Chelsea down to, from Revere down to Charlestown. 7 fellow slow counter looking at Mass Pike at westbound side. It's low 3, the low airport at the Prude Tunnel. Route 3 southbound side, so between 45 and low Route 128 in Burlington. 25 at southbound side, so between Ava on the low 45. Go between Andover to Larks. Around Route 93. 185 northbound side, so after Route 2 to Littleton. 93 to southbound side, also direct extra spotted turn back and southbound side, also after Route 4 in Durham. 295 to the southbound side, also before the Purpose Spur up in Port Maine. 95 to the southbound side, also Waterville, Maine. Maine turn back looking from Kittery down in Augusta via Portland. Interstate 87 to the southbound side, slow. African able to upstate New York, always 15 on the northbound side, so 7 Quebec towards Montreal, all the way 55 southbound side, so at 7 Quebec towards U.S. border. And 97 to the southbound side, also for Route 7 to Detroit. And Route 7 to the southbound side, also on Route 90 in Albany, New York. And there's 88 westbound side. It's a little slow just after Route 90 in Schenectady, after the freeway in Schenectady. Peter Children's time is 8:10 on this Monday morning, and it's time now for a weather report. And look at that radar, and it shows a lot of rain showers switching to the eastern tip of Long Island, switching around. Buffalo's visited off the Jersey Shore and Atlanta rain showers from Plymouth stretch around Outer Cape and stretching off the Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Maine coast and passing through rain showers from North Central Maine stretching up St. New Hampshire to northern Vermont and around Burlington, Montpelier, and south of Burlington and Montpelier and up around upstate New York and raining heavily north of Syracuse up to around Oswego and north Westchester and southeastern Ontario and raining between western Philadelphia and through Pittsburgh. Okay, 7-day forecast goes like this. For today, chance of showers and thunderstorms above 11 a.m. Then patchy drizzle and thunderstorms between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. Then a chance of showers and thunderstorms after 2 p.m. Patchy fog. Otherwise, clouds come at 6 degrees. North about 3 to 5 miles an hour. Anticipation 40%. New rain bonds less than 10 minutes. Chance of possible thunderstorms for tonight. Patchy drizzle and fog with a chance of rain before 7 p.m. Then rain likely may after 11 p.m. Clouds come about 52 degrees. Northeast about 5 to 9 miles an hour. Gust at 21 miles an hour. Anticipation 6%. New spots between the 10 1 inch possible for Tuesday. Rain likely before 9 a.m. Then a chance of showers after 1 p.m. Patch fog otherwise. Clouds come at 54 degrees. Northeast about 11 miles an hour. Gust at 32 miles an hour. Anticipation 6%. New Pacific to the tech 1 inch possible for Tuesday and chance of showers may patch fog between midnight and 1 a.m. Otherwise, clouds come at 49 degrees and northeast about 7 to 10 miles an hour. Gust at 26 miles an hour. Anticipation 50%. New Pacific between the tech 1 inch possible. Wednesday, chance of showers before 2 p.m. Then a slight chance of showers at 5 p.m. Clouds come at 60 degrees and northeast about 7 miles an hour. Anticipation 30%. Wednesday night, slight chance of showers before 8 p.m. Then a slight chance of showers on Wednesday, mostly clouds about 47 degrees and anticipation 20%. Thursday, Putney Center, mostly clouds at 6 more about 48 degrees. Friday, Putney Center, podcast, but 6 down about 53 degrees. And Saturday, Putney Center, mostly clouds but 74 about 37 degrees. And for Sunday, most sets come at 77 degrees. And currently in Taunton, it's overcast at 55. Norton, it's overcast and it is 56. And Mansfield is overcast and it's 55. And that's going to be it for the Peter Channel morning news on this Monday morning, May 5th, 2017. Good morning, goodbye, you have a good day.